Are you looking to buy a new construction home in Orange County? In this video, we're going to look at the top 5 projects by Toll Brothers that are going up right now in Orange County. And in particular, we're going to look at 100 West in Anaheim. We're going to look at Vista Rose in Placentia, the Great Park neighborhoods in Irvine, Elevate, which is also right by Great Park. So those are actually right side by side. And finally, we're going to look at the Summit at Orchard Hills. That's a beautiful one. So we're going from the least expensive to the most expensive in that order. But first, let me just say my name's Patrick. I'm a real estate agent here in Orange County. So I earn my living by helping people just like you buy and sell properties here in Orange County. And I do a lot with the builders, with the new construction projects. So that's the reason I'm doing this video. Now, I need to give this disclaimer, which I got from Toll Brothers. So I am not affiliated. I don't represent Toll Brothers. I'm not employed by them. I'm not under contract with them. I'm an independent real estate agent. Now, I'm a huge fan of Toll Brothers, but I'm not affiliated with them in any way. And also, all the pictures that are, the images that are on this video come from their public website, and they cannot be relied upon to confirm the individual features. So in other words, things change all the time, and I've done my best to provide accurate, up-to-date information in this video, but literally tomorrow something can change. So always keep that in mind when we're looking at these different properties. So first off, I want to just introduce you to the top 7 builders in the United States, just so you know who they are. And the volume leader is D.R. Horton. So that is the biggest builder by volume. And there's others that are also very high volume, including Lennar and KB Homes. It's a bit more on the affordable side, but they're also a very large volume manufacturer, or I should say construction company, a builder. The Pulse Group is a consistent top performer. Taylor Morrison is actually the builder that has the highest overall rating in the surveys. They have an excellent reputation. And then as well, you've got Shea Homes. They kind of specialize on the West Coast. And finally, you've got Toll Brothers, and Toll Brothers is the luxury builder. So they have a very clear brand. Everyone knows Toll Brothers. They all know that it's the top tier luxury brand. They use premium materials. They have absolutely gorgeous properties. So in this video, you're going to see some unbelievable, really beautiful properties by Toll Brothers. Now, look, when you're buying new construction, always buy with an agent. First and foremost, it doesn't cost you anything. The builder pays my fee as a real estate agent. So the price doesn't change for you. Nothing changes for you. But having a real estate agent, having an agent who knows new construction can be just an immense value to you because I can negotiate upgrades and incentives. I know what other people are getting. I know the deals. I know the local market conditions. So I know what I can ask for, and I can end up saving you thousands. I can really have a huge impact, and it doesn't cost you a penny. Here's the thing. If you go to the builder first, then you can't afterwards bring an agent with you. So in order to have an agent represent you, you have to talk to the agent. You have to let me know, and I will register you with Toll Brothers, with the property before you go. Before you go for your first visit, I have to register you in order for me to be valid. They won't allow an agent if you go to their office first without an agent. So it's very important that you go with an agent. And if you do that, I can really add an enormous amount of value. It's what I do. It doesn't cost you anything, and I can make a difference. So another thing you should know is that builders really resist price cuts because if they lower the price of the property, then that becomes a comp, right? That becomes a comparable property, and that affects their ability to sell later units in the same complex. So they really have to protect the sales price of these units. They don't want to give discounts on the selling price. So all the negotiation takes place on the upgrades, the premiums, where you get better countertops, better materials. Closing costs is a very common thing to negotiate for. This all depends on what your priorities are, what's important to you. But these are the big things. You got upgrades and premiums, closing costs, interest rate buy down. So we can negotiate for an interest rate buy down, which will give you a lower monthly payment because it's a lower interest rate. We can negotiate for free appliances. We can negotiate for extended warranty, flexible move-in dates. These are all the sorts of things that I negotiate for my clients, depending on what's important to them. So that's something that you and I will discuss before you go in there, and then we have a strategy for what it is we're looking for. Also, to maximize your power as a buyer, when we go in, we want as much negotiation power as possible. And the way to get that is to have a fully underwritten DU pre-approval. DU stands for Desktop Underwriter. That's the automated underwriting platform from Fannie Mae, where they fully underwrite the loan. It makes you look like a cash buyer because everything is done. They don't have to worry about contingencies. Everything is ready to go. You have to have a familiarity with the builder inventory. Obviously, if we're working together, I've got that covered. I know that very well. Significant down payment, if possible, gives us a lot of leverage and negotiation power if you're coming in as a strong buyer. And also to be able to submit proof of funds, bank statements of your down payment with the offer right up front. It's a very good thing to do, and it shows the builder that you're serious and that you're financially capable. So all those things, I have a whole bunch of others, and I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can pause the video if you want and read through this. The bottom line is I have a huge amount of information to put you in a more powerful, stronger position as a buyer when you're approaching a new construction project. Okay, first up, 100 West in Anaheim. So these are townhomes. They're not single family detached properties, but there's 292 units. Now, again, keep in mind, that's the number of units. I have no idea how many are going to be available for sale when you watch this video. Okay. We have to, I'm making this at a particular moment in time. And, in the future, obviously more of these units are going to be sold. So, but in any case, the project is located in Anaheim. Obviously, it's directly just north of Catella off of the 5 freeway, and it's literally walking distance from Disneyland. So if you are going to live here, you're going to see fireworks every night. There's going to be a lot of people, but keep in mind, you're literally walking distance to Disneyland, and there are amenities and restaurants and entertainment options everywhere around you. It's very, very central. If you're close to Disneyland, you're close to a lot. And it's a destination. Disneyland is a destination, which means a lot of people are coming, which means there's a lot of restaurants and a lot of amenities that you can take advantage of. This is what it looks like. The units start at 700, just under $800,000. Again, these are not detached units. These are condos and townhomes. They're about 1,200 square feet. Then they get bigger from there. So that's the 100 West project. Now, next up, we're going to go into a bit more detail. This is the Vista Rose project in Placentia, 86 properties. So this is their website. And again, all this information that I'm providing, I'm just collating it from a whole bunch of different websites and sources just to have it in one place, but you can see all these individual websites as well. The property is located right here, which is just east of the 57 and just north of the 91. So you're talking about, you're right north of Anaheim, you're right south of Brea, you're a little bit west of Yorba Linda. Again, it's quite a central area, and this is the actual property that they're developing here. These are the 86 units that are going up. And this is the entranceway to that property right here. And they're beautiful homes. These just gives you an idea of how these homes, what they look like, what the interior design is, the motif that they're after. It's a very modern looking facility. Great amenities, of course, that they always have at these properties. So here are the models. So they have the Alina with 4 bedrooms or more. The 4 plus is 4 bedrooms or more and 3 bathrooms. This is a square footage of 1,859 or bigger. So just so you know what these numbers are on the bottom of your screen. And these start at 1.39, roughly $1.4 million. So the Alina. So next up is the Gallica. A little bit bigger, 2,123 square feet. So it's a little bit bigger, 1.5 million. Okay, these are just what these properties look like. We can get a lot more detail, including floor plans, if this is something you're interested in, but I'm trying to give you an idea of what this property looks like. This is the Prairie. Again, just a little bit bigger still, 2,255, and this is 1.52 million. And then the Lida. And the Lida is 2,195 square feet or bigger, 1.64. So this is the most expensive in this property. All right. These are an exclusive 86 home enclave. It's a beautiful area. It's very central. It's incredibly central if you're in Placentia. It's an affordable luxury starting at 1.4 million. These are all modern 4-bedroom open layout properties. And they really focus on the primary suite, the master bedroom. They really want it to be a retreat. That's a big piece of the floor plans of this particular project. So if you're watching this video, please subscribe to the channel. You have no idea how much of a difference that makes in terms of the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm actually looks at three things to determine if a video is good or not: if you like it, if you comment on it, and if you subscribe. So if you like this content, I have a ton of these videos. Please like it. Please write a comment and subscribe to the channel. All right, number three, the Great Park neighborhood. So the Great Park in Irvine is you'll recognize it. It's very easy to recognize because of that giant orange ball. This is the website. Again, you can find this all online, but here's that orange ball. You can see this from miles away. The Great Park, just like Disneyland in a way, it's a destination, right? People drive to Great Park from all over Orange County. So there's a lot of people coming. What does that mean? It means there's tons of amenities, of restaurants. There's tons of things to do right in that area. And here's where it's located. So it's just east of the 5, right by the 133. So you can see it right here on the map. Again, quite central. And in fact, here's the community. It's got 354 properties. So there's a lot of properties going up here. And you can see where that neighborhood is. It's right here on the corner of Ridge Valley and Great Park Boulevard. So very close to the park, literally walking distance to the park. You can walk right down the road and you're in the park. So if you like outdoor activities, if you've got children, this is a great place for families, for people who want to be outside and doing things. There's a ton of amenities, both at the individual property itself and then also just right down the road at Great Park. There's tons of. They have 5 different collections. And you can see some of the stats here. Again, at any time, you can pause the video to look at this in a bit more detail. But the first two, the Elm collection and the Birch collection, those are attached. They're not detached, which means they're part of buildings where there's multiple units in one building. I'm going to show you those in just a second. And then the bottom 3, the Alder and the Rowan and the Laurel, those are detached single family residences. So let's see what they look like. So this is the Birch and Elm units. So again, from both collections, they have floor plans in these buildings. This is the first building, the way it looks. This is the second one. And again, it's got units for both. And finally, this is the third. This is the largest building with the most number of units in a single building. But again, Elm and Birch collection units are in all 3 of these buildings. So here we're into the Alder collection. This is the Bernea. These are all very modern, kind of modular, squared off homes, but they are impressive. There's 2,669 square feet or bigger. That's a big that's a big home right there. And it gets bigger from here. You'll see later in the video, there's some enormous homes that we're going to look at. 3 bedrooms or more, 2 bathrooms or more, and they start at $2.1 million. Also in the Alder collection, you got the Kuro. Again, they have a very similar look. They're very squared off, very modern. They kind of look like Miami style to me. I think they look beautiful, but it's a modern motif. So some people like that more than others. 2,700 square feet, $2.1 million. And here is the Maranta, 2,850 square feet. So again, we're just getting bigger and bigger along the way, starting at 2.1 million. Some of them are going to be higher. Okay, that's the floor, 2.1, and then it goes from there. Going into the next collection, which is the Rowan collection. This is the Bauer. This has got a little bit of an A-frame in the front, so it looks a little more traditional, but $2.3 million for these units or more. This here is the Kalia. This is a beautiful property. I actually love this one. You should see it on the inside too. It's absolutely gorgeous. 2,793 square feet. This is a big home. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, $2.3 million. This is the Celine, 2,900 square feet. We're getting bigger and bigger, 2.3 million. And here we're getting into their top bracket, which is the Laurel collection. This is the Citrina, 3,400 square feet, 3,485. This is a big home, $2.8 million. This is a lot of living space, 5+ bedrooms, 5+ bathrooms. So this is a large home, a lot of space here. This is the Pamela. Again, 5 bedrooms, 5 bath, 3,700 square feet. These are big homes, $2.8 million. And this is the Quincy. Again, you've got an A-frame here. This is the most 2.8 million plus 3,772 square feet. Pretty impressive homes. So these are into this 1,300-acre Great Park. Again, amenities. If you want to be outside, if you want to be doing activities, you want to be in an area where there's a lot of different restaurants and entertainment options nearby. This is a great property for that. Diverse home types. That just means that there's some that are attached, some that are detached. There's some variety in the models to take a look at. There's tons of trails and recreation. And again, it's a vibrant community. This is a destination. People drive from all over to come to this neighborhood. So you can imagine there's tons of things to do. All right, fourth, we're starting to get into the really premium properties. This is the second from the top, but it gets even better after this. But let's take a look. This is 82 lots. This is the Elevate property. This is their website, and it's right beside the other one. So this is where the Great Park one was, right beside the park, and Elevate is just a half a mile, not even up the road from that. But it is a different property. Here's the map of it, the 82 different lots that they're developing, and they are gorgeous. They have these enormous, really high ceilings, and they really, they're showcasing these homes. They want them to be stunners, and they are. They're beautiful places. This is modern luxury living. They've got unbelievable amenities, lots of things available. Again, you're near the park as well, so there's tons of amenities. It's great for families. This is their Avelina, transitional five bedrooms, five bath, 3,400 square feet, $2.8 million. Again, very squared off, very modular looking properties. This one here is the Molina Mid-Century. This is also a 5.5, 3,600 square feet, 2.98 million. That's the starting price, depending on premiums and features, of course. This one here is the Molina Prairie, 6 bedrooms, five bath. This is a big house. Do you need this much space? You probably don't. But if you do, if you want space, you've got a lot of space here, $3 million starting price. And this is the Molina Transitional, 6 bedrooms, five bath, $3.27 million, 3,800 square feet. These are big properties. So luxurious three-story designs. These are stunners. They're beautiful, and they have these very tall ceilings. They showcase the height in this space. 3,400 square feet or bigger. They've got gourmet kitchens. They all have islands in the kitchens. These are literally gourmet. This is like professional kitchens. I mean, people, when you see these in person, they are beautiful kitchens. So if you like to entertain, these are great homes for it. And they have stunning city views with these giant, floor to ceiling windows. They're beautiful. They're beautiful properties. And here's the one at the top of the list, Summit at Orchard Hills. This is a very exclusive, expensive one we have in this video, 189 lots. Here's the website. You can see that as well. If you like, I have all the links for those in the description, by the way. And here's the entranceway. Again, this is a gated community. It's very exclusive. It's very high end. It's located right up here. Actually, that reservoir, that water body right there is called Rattlesnake Reservoir. So it's right up just further east from Portola Parkway and north of the 133. Beautiful place up in the hills. They're gorgeous. So here's the map of the whole property and all 189 lots, but they're not developing them all. Again, these are very exclusive. They're very expensive. So because of that, they're only building a certain number at a time. It makes sense because there aren't that many buyers in that top category. So they're going to develop it slowly over a period of time. But these are, I mean, we're talking resort style living with unbelievable amenities. These are gorgeous homes, incredible views because you're up in the hills. This is the Addis. This is their Pinnacle collection. These are $5.5 million. Like these are expensive homes, but 5 bedrooms, five bathrooms, 4,300 square feet. This property, unbelievable. These are large estate style homes. This is the Huxley, 4,600 square feet, $6.3 million to 6.28. Next up is the Farlow. This is also in their Pinnacle collection. You've got an A-frame here, a little more of a traditional look, but this stone facade, just gorgeous. $6.38 million starting price for this model. And then this is their Skyline collection. This is the Avril. Again, A-frame, a little more traditional looking, 4,500 square feet, $8.2 million. These are enormous and expensive premium homes. This is not cheap. This is the most expensive ones that we're covering. This is the Joris, also in Skyline, 50 or 40, 4,500 square feet, 7.2 million for this property. This is the Malia, 4,600 square feet, 7.2 million. And this one here, this is the last one I have. This is the Surrey, 4,911 square feet. These are huge. They're huge, $7.2 million. So we're talking about estate-size luxury homes in a gated community. So this is a very particular type of buyer who can afford it and who's looking for something like this. This is resort-style living, pools and parks, panoramic city vistas, and up to 5,300 square feet. So some of these homes are absolutely enormous. So look, once again, if you're interested in buying a new construction home, always buy with an agent. But the trick here is the key is we have to get you registered with that particular project before you go, right? You have to let me know. I will register you, then I can be your agent. And if I can be your agent, I can do a lot in the negotiation side of this to get you as much for your money as you can possibly get. That's really what the focus is for me. There's a smart way to do this, and this is what I do. Call me. I can help. It's something that I do. It's something that I love. It's something that I'm good at. So once again, my name is Patrick. I'm delighted that you watched to the end of this video. Thank you so much. All my contact information is in the description of this video, and hopefully I'll get a chance to meet you sometime soon.